a strong recommendation to wear headphones to gain a better experience of voiceover with songs. You open your eyes as you feel someone place the hand on your shoulder, but as your eyes caught the person, you smiled warmly that caused him to smile too. Your words stop as your eyes landed on his lap, where a little life is wiggling and giggling, while trying to catch something from air without caring about the surrounding, ignoring the cruel reality of this world. You were just smiling to this little one, but then the person said, your gaze looked up to him, so you nod while extended your hand. So Jimin placed the baby in your arm. Your smile grew wider to hold her, who is weighted like feather. So you leaned down and kissed her forehead. You are still adoring this little baby because she is always the one who gives you comfort. She always makes you forget your situation and help you to live your life, at least for the time being, when you were with her. You nodded in response. His excitement is making you excited too. So you are staring her while waiting for Jimin to call her. As he called her, she started turning her head toward the direction of voice. So Jimin quickly bent down to hide his existence. Then he again called her. She again turned her head toward the direction and found no one. So you chuckled to see her immediate response because now she started recognizing her name. Then Jimin come out in front of her side. So Hazel started giggling while clapping her hand. You smiled warmly, then again leaned to kiss her forehead, but she held your face in her tiny palms, made you look at her eyes, who is shining and smiling, so you peck her lips. Jimin smiled and kneeled down in front of you. Then you again said, you again kissed her forehead, then removed her palm from your face before planting the kiss on her hand. Your smile dropped to hear your husband. You sit straight and start caressing Hazel's cheek with thumb. Jimin nodded in response because he doesn't have any option left. He recognized how you clearly hesitate to talk about your husband. Before Jimin can say a word, your phone starts buzzing, so you give Hazel to Jimin before pulling out your phone. But as you see the caller ID, you facepalm and start cursing yourself. You quickly stand up and start picking up your belongings, so Jimin narrowed his eyes. You turn around and start wearing your blazer, so Jimin again asked. You nod hurriedly, then pick up the bag, but the Hazel starts talking with her childish language that you don't understand. But still you smile and take her hand. So she held your thumb tightly, then you smiled and kissed her fist. She started hiding her face like she became shy to hear you, so Jimin and you chuckled on her cuteness. Then Jimin kissed her cheeks multiple times. You giggled, but then your phone buzzed again, so you quickly picked up while waving to Jimin, so he waved you back. Jimin is seeing your back figure who is hurriedly going toward the road to take the taxi, but his smile dropped to recall something. He is still looking at you, then you sit on taxi and drive off, so he looked at Hazel, then caressed her head lovingly. You start taking out the money from the bag to give him while saying, you gave him rent, so he smiled and bowed his head. Then you also get off from taxi, but heard driver wish you, have a nice day ma'am. You close the door before giving him a smile in response, but then you mumble. You breathe in deeply and start fixing your hair, then your blazer. You look up the sky to wish for a better day, then start heading toward the building. But in your heart, you know that this day will not change anything in your life. You lied to driver that you have some work, but you actually don't want that anyone could see you coming in taxi, because your in-laws will again question you that why you took taxi, where he is, why he doesn't come to drop you. Mrs. Kim said while staring down your figure entering a building with forced smile. So Mr. Kim sighed heavily, gaining Mrs. Kim's attention. Mr. Kim closed his laptop, then placed his elbow on table to massage his temple. Mrs. Kim scoffed, so Mr. Kim is about to say something, but then door knock caused him to stop. So he quickly maintained his posture, then Mrs. Kim ordered to come in. You bow them with genuine smile, so they smiled, but Mr. Kim said, you hesitantly smile while trying to figure out something that understand by Mrs. Kim. So she smiled and pat your head because she knows that why you never address them as parent. The person who is connection to tie you in relationship with them is failed to give you that comfort. So you also hesitate to call them parents. Although they always treat you like their own daughter, but your husband never treats you well. You nod your head with a smile and turn around to leave, but your steps halt when Mr. Kim said, you fished your hand and gulped down your throat lump, then turned to face them. Mr. Kim doesn't say anything because he clearly caught you lying, but Mrs. Kim said, you smile back and bow them little before rushing out the room. Mrs. Kim is still looking at your disappearing figure, but Mr. Kim sighed deeply before resting his back on chair. Mrs. Kim also looked down in disappointment. Now she is also pissed off because of her son's behavior to you. Then Mr. Kim again complained. Mrs. Kim looked at him with confusion, so he took out the phone and handed her to read the news. But her eyes got wider by the headline. Mrs. Kim started massaging his shoulder to calm him down, so he closed his eyes, but then he said, The girl yelled on the person while grabbing his collar, so the person devilishly smirked, then leaned near her face. His hot breath is touching her lips, but she's fuming in anger. He whispered that is loud enough for her, but she shook his body by collar in anger that faded his smirk and turned into serious expression. The person yanked his hand away, jolting her body back, then dusted his suit to fix them back to normal. He turned around to leave her there, but stopped as she said. The person smirked, then looked up the sky, but girl became numb when she saw he passed a flying kiss to sky, then said, Lucy sighed in relief, so person also looked at her with a smirk. She smirked him back while winking, so he smiled mischievously before looking at the director. He said to the person, so he nodded, then removed his coat and handed to his stylist, then folded up his sleeves to expose his masculine arm. Director nodded, so he turned around to leave the location, but then director called him from behind, halting his steps. Jin turned his head toward him through shoulder, so director come near him, then Jin completely turned to face him as director started talking about the matter that Jin hated the most to discuss. Jin pushed his hand in pants pocket while looking at him with risen eyebrows. Jin looked at him with done face, so director continued to tell him how it could be dangerous for his reputation. He again turned to leave, but director shouted from behind.
I think it's so cute, and I think it's so sweet. How you...
Jin's eyes darkened in response to hear his parents' name, but he didn't look back to him. But as he realized what director actually meant, so his lips curved into smirk. Then without looking back to him, he replied,